Hello, Matt Donovan, Chief Learning and Innovation Officer for GP Strategies. And I wanted to take a moment and share something that I pulled together for one of our partners who is Chief Learning Officer for a very large organization. And we were having a conversation and said, wouldn't it be great if you could kind of highlight some of the actual trends that you're seeing in L&D organizations and how they're actually transforming and evolving. And so I kind of pulled together what you see here is in this table, and I just want to highlight a couple of these. And these are things that we're seeing across the range of L&D organizations. I wouldn't say that all of this is happening in every single organization, but I think collectively we're seeing a lot of these trends across the board in the work that we're doing and the collaboration that I have with a lot of learning leaders and even HR and talent as they're looking at what we're bringing to the table. So a couple of them I really wanted to kind of call out here, and I think it can never be said enough that one of the biggest transitions that is changing everything we're doing as we start to really design and develop not just for humans, but for a workforce that is human and AI. And I think that really means that we're having to think differently about not only the skills that the humans have, but how do we actually train them to actually help them bring the wisdom they need. In other words, to be the humans they need to be in that human plus AI workforce of the future. And I think the learning systems we wrap around them, how we enable them, the adaptive learning practices we're going to bring to bear are all going to shape the way in which we deliver that training. Another one I really wanted to kind of talk about is really looking at the way in which we do, traditional learning outputs, how we like to think we're going to build a course or maybe a curated pathway. And what we're going to see in the future is really being able to create a range of assets that can be combined and recombined in various structures of relevance for the learners based on what moment of learning need they're in, or whether they're innovating or they're trying to grow for another role. They're going to need to be able to have similar types of content or asset components, but they'll need either more context or less context, or they'll need to be able to have it in a shorter, more accessible format, or it'll need to be more focused. Like when something changes or something goes wrong, it's going to be in a different format to be able to do that. The nice part about this with AI, especially on the enablement from the content development side, is that we can actually build a strong base of that foundation, and then we can actually quickly scale that to meet a whole range of needs, generating those outputs and those assets to really reflect and be reused for a range of moments of learning need. And I think one of the last ones to really highlight is that a lot of organizations are rethinking the governance that they have around their learning and the learning technology. And the reason with this, I think some organizations really kind of struggle with having effective governance structures in place. They will have people come in, and it tends to be more of a communication vehicle that's highly structured, very rigid, not really flexing with the overall needs of the organization as it evolves and the learners that they support. But it's really trying to think about how you actually move from that top-down and fixed structure into something that's more bidirectional and flexible, that can be more organic and shift to meet the ruthlessly relevant needs of the organization at that moment. So we're seeing a lot more around, I would say, that innovative approach to rethinking governance to get the most out of the time and energy of those that are participating in it. So those are just a couple I'd like to highlight. Each one of these has kind of a unique perspective around it. And as always, we'd love to keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you. Would love to hear about new ideas or even reflections on what we've been sharing. We know you all have great lived experiences in this field, great insights, wisdom to share. So definitely subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to more great ideas.